We're live.
Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. It is Thursday. I am with Julian.
Hello, party people.
And Brogan.
Hello.
And tonight it's the chill show where we take our time. We're a little bit slower than normal.
Thank God after Monday.
And we've got an awful lot to get through. We're going to look at Putin and Z. We're going to look at Xi. We've got a little bit of news about the Fed. And we have some breaking news on an arrest, which is quite frankly unbelievable.
Can we mention that?
We can, yeah.
What, the local one?
No, not the local one.
Oh, okay.
No, this is the international. This is the international warrant.
Right, okay.
And we're going to finish with a look at a new crypto game, which looks
gaming.
Quite interesting.
Same.
It's not a bang bang.
Is it a third-person shoot-up?
It's not a shoot 'em up.
Is it anything to do with that great horse game? Because I loved that horse game.
Nags to Riches?
Nags to Riches.
No, it's not.
All over that.
It's not. No, it's not. But before we get on to any of these things,
You might notice I've just hooked myself into this conversation, into this line. Might have noticed something about us.
Are you centre now?
I'm censored.
Yeah, thought so.
That's first things first.
Yeah.
Secondly, you may notice that we look a bit different, maybe.
do we? I've not had my hair done.
You've got,
We've got new cameras.
Oh, the cameras.
The cameras, yeah.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, we've got to try and uphold this DILF image,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So the only way to do that is to go high definition.
High definition.
High definition.
So what the people want.
Get every pore in.
Yes.
That's what we need.
Absolutely.
So that's what we've gone with.
Yeah.
And then for the younger crowd, we've got
Yeah, that one.
we've got him. That's why we've put him in the middle. You see,
Right.
he's our magnet. He's our babe magnet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
And then it's sort of sidles sideways.
It's like a slope, isn't it?
Yeah, like it's dripping off the edges.
There's that. Feel the power of the middle. I do feel the power of the middle.
Good. You
The
should
centre.
do. You are Hollywood.
I'm Hollywood. That's true.
You are Hollywood. Right. So before we get on to any of these things and the word on the bird, can we have a quick look at what's happening with Bitcoin?
27,600.
28,200.
But before we get into that,
Oh yes.
we've got the channel. So
jumped
250
in.
subscribers. I don't know what it was last stream.
210.
No, I think
We
it
were
was less.
flying through the numbers. Thanks to everybody watching,
Yeah.
subscribing. And for those who haven't subscribed, please make sure you do. There'll be a button on the right side of the screen. Have a nice, pretty red button.
Press it.
Press it. And the thumbs. That board is ages away. However,
That's your new camera.
the new
Your new
fang-spangled camera,
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah. This coffee, by the way, was a mistake.
Was it? Yeah. It's 3 sheets to the wind.
On an
Anybody
empty
that's watching.
stomach, I've just put extra Benny in my coffee.
Oh,
And we've got a TikTok.
unbelievable.
People might know.
We have got TikTok.
I
That's
don't
for
have
the
TikTok.
people with short attention spans.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Melted brains.
And also for the CCP, who like to know everything that we're up to.
Who's CCP?
The Chinese Communist Party.
She.
A bit risky at the start of the
risky,
stream.
that.
Bit risky.
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 Sorry about that.
So, hello, Web3 superstar.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us on the graveyard shift, we like to call this
Very
show.
much so, yeah.
Isn't it? This
Yeah.
is the show that's also all about the shorts
Yeah.
and not about the viewers.
No.
No,
not
we
at
do
all.
not care about you.
No.
No, we
Nah,
don't.
I'm joking,
Very
I'm joking.
true, bro.
No, we
Very
do care
true.
about you. We love
So,
you guys.
let's get to some prizes. 28,200. Julian went for 27,000.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, 27,600.
I thought you just put words in his mouth. I did
No,
not
I
hear
You
think
said
it.
it a minute ago.
Yeah,
right.
we're much lower than you. I thought it actually dipped at 26,000.
No.
You're close again, aren't you?
I've
Well
won
done.
again.
Referee superstar, smash the like. Absolutely. Had
Well
to smash the like.
Smash the like if you want to see me beat Julian every single week at Guess the Bitcoin Price. Now, big question. What's the volume, Brogan?
Oh, yeah. We were at about
Bitcoin.
44%, weren't we, last time?
That's the domination.
Oh, sorry.
I will
BTC.
say dominance. It's 46%. I think we were at that
Ish.
last stream. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was the same
Yeah.
thing. The volume.
Volume. Is it nearer 100 billion or 50 billion?
50.
Really?
It's 24 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
crap volume, that. So when we start to
Big
see
volume.
100, 120 billion in volume and higher, that's when we start to see the loosey-goosey
Yeah.
go up.
Look at the 7-day for our XRP Litecoin, 22%, 90%. Cardano as well. Big Bitcoin's line. Big names.
XRP and Cardano both in the top 10 for the movers and shakers because we are expecting a Ripple
Court case to conclusion.
conclusion.
A ripple in the crypto market.
Yeah.
It will
Nice.
cause a very big ripple
Yeah.
in the market if that happens.
Oh no. This is one of the links. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Right, we can bring this one down. We'll go through this later. Basically, this was to show that we have a
Fibonacci and
we bounced off the 329 fib level. So we've kind of gone up, but we don't have to go through that. We've run out of time. We're running a little bit late today, so anyone that's watching, please like and subscribe. We're a bit late, so we haven't done as much research on the TA as normal.
No.
So let's get on to
Word on the bird.
Word on the
Yes,
Bird.
Let me just get up all.
And
these
thank you to
tweets.
our Twitter watchers.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We love our
Especially
Twitter.
Our
Especially-
new friend Bizzle. Bizzle?
Yes. No.
Busy.
Busy's on TikTok.
Easy, Wizzy. Oh, is he?
Busy Official
He, they.
is from TikTok.
Right.
Yeah.
Great subscriber.
Great subscriber. Big shout out
Shout
to
out
him.
to him, yeah.
In
Her.
fact, we'll have to clip this and send it to him.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
Personally.
Her. We
It's
don't
a
know.
him.
True.
Is it definitely him?
It's a him because I've seen his TikTok videos.
All right, okay.
Right.
Could be a he, she.
No, I just, I'm trying to keep it open,
Yeah.
That's all. I didn't know that you knew.
I do.
Excellent.
Right. First tweet. JP Morgan Chase thought it had $1.3 million worth of nickel stored in a warehouse. A close examination revealed bags of stones.
I can guarantee
real?
you right now that is one of my ancestors who swapped the nickel for the stones. Because any Mancunian that sees bags of nickel will realise they look like bags of stones and swap them one night.
How is that even possible?
Pikey as well.
It's quite possible. When you've got people with too much money that don't know anything about stones and nickel,
Yeah.
it's very easy to swap them. I bet it was the kind of gravelly stones as well.
I
Yeah,
bet
you
it
can see on
will,
screen
yeah.
as well. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what it should look
Do you
like.
think they'll get their nickel back?
Do you know where he got his name from?
This probably.
Worked in a fast food restaurant,
Oh, really?
and everything ended in 9.95, 10.95, and he'd always say to them, "Do you want your nickel back?"
Really? I worked in a fast food restaurant making flatbreads.
Did you?
Yeah, they had a secret recipe.
Ooh.
I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement.
Fantastic. Get in with the jokes.
Boom.
Right, move on. Move on. I'd like to apologise. I do believe he's had a few too many to drink. What's next, Brogan?
Just-
Yes! This is
He's
breaking
been
news.
Arrested. That's thumbnail and the thumbnail like little picture before the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you looking? I'm not surprised.
Do Kwon.
Montenegro, he was arrested in.
Really?
Yeah. He fled.
Is it Monte Blanco?
No, there's Montenegro.
Is it Monte Cristo?
Yeah. Monty Python as well.
Yeah. And Monty Don.
Yeah. Loads of them. But he didn't get arrested in any of them. He got arrested in Montenegro. So he will be flown back to whoever arrested him, and he'll probably do some prison time, even though I wouldn't actually say...
Has he been on the run?
No. He went,
He's been tiptoeing. He's like, oh yes, you could come talk to me, but he's like not really disclosing.
He's not really there.
Yeah. Smoke and mirrors.
Do you remember Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah.
Where he's got the doorbell that just plays an automatic... I'm not very well.
Yeah.
It was a bit like that when we
Right.
went to try and find him in Singapore.
But they found him now in where?
Montenegro.
Montenegro.
Right, what's next?
Next
We're
week.
flying through these.
Yes. The movement to establish a central bank digital currency is an attempt to surveil and control the finances of Americans. It would violate privacy, limit consumer choice, and undermine market competitiveness. CBDC has no place in the FL, Florida?
Yes.
Right. And we are proud to lead the fight against it. Fair enough.
Question.
Brogan question.
What's your thinking on this one in terms of where
Cameras.
Oh, right. So I was so focused looking at the camera because it's a short time.
This article's saying basically that there's no place for these sort of currencies.
Correct.
Where do you sit on that point?
You answer the question. You answer the question. Because he was looking at me.
Yeah.
But you answer it.
Okay. He said it again just to get one full swoop of it.
It's really lost its impetus now, if I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah, 'cause
the article's gone, I forgot what
Brogan
it was
short.
about.
I was like, okay, and then as he's correct,
Can you start the timer?
I said,
Otherwise, we're going to be here till 4 a.m. waiting for it to count down.
I set it to 50 minutes.
No, it's fine. Just set it to the hour.
No, because we have actually been going for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
I need to see the article. I've forgotten what I was saying. To be honest, I've lost interest in what I was saying.
We'll do it again. No, we've got enough time. We'll do it again.
Right.
Digital CBDCs in Florida.
Yeah.
I think there's something going on with someone else. I saw a tweet by CoinGraph.
So this guy's basically saying that there's no place for CBDCs.
Yes.
What is our opinion on that? Do we think that that's the case, or do we think he's talking rubbish? I'm not doing it.
Can't believe it. You said we, and then you said yes. I thought you could answer. You need to stop speaking.
Just answer the question.
Right. Also, I switched halfway through. Can you just do it again?
For the love of God.
I'm setting the camera. Let's go.
This article seems to be saying that CBDCs don't have a place. Would you agree with that statement, or would you vehemently disagree with it?
I completely agree. It's ridiculous that it could even be an idea that this could go through, that it has complete control over people's money, a virtual currency, which governments can track every single thing you do online, whether that be payments, anything like that. So it means they have access to the websites you're going to and what you're paying for. So they could disallow you from paying for certain things, take your money off you. And I don't think that's right. That's completely wrong. So I think they have no place anywhere in the world.
Great answer.
All right, perfect.
Perfect answer.
Can we relax again now?
We can relax again now.
Okay,
And back in the
Benny.
room. Back to you, Benny. What's next? Do we have another short? Are we on to the main articles?
No, Powell put you
Okay.
So, last week we said that Powell would have to be some kind of special idiot to put the prices up, put the interest rate up. We're now at 5%, having already broken 3 or 4 banks in America, with another 186
He proved our point.
on the verge.
Did he?
Did he?
Yeah, he's the idiot that we thought he was.
Yeah, he is. You're right. So I'll let you go through the article, because this isn't about the rate hike as such. This is the fact that there's now fractures in government.
Bound to be.
Yeah. So he's taken it to the point now where I thought 0 rate,
Yeah.
we're then starting to switch dovish. Prices start to come down. Interest rates start to come down. 12 months down the line, we're back to where we were 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But this has happened, which Brogan's going to go through now.
Yeah.
Right. Warren steps up criticism of Powell following rate hike. Says he's dangerous to serve as Fed chair. Senator Elizabeth Warren stepped up her criticism of Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell following the Fed's most recent interest rate hike Wednesday, saying that he's a dangerous man to serve in his role. He said Powell is doing a terrible job in his position and is risking sending the economy into a recession with the Fed's continuous interest rate increases. She said, I think he's a dangerous man to have this job.
Absolutely.
So the Fed announced earlier in the day that it was raising interest rates for the 9th consecutive time, tickling the baseline range up 0.25 points to a range of 4.75 to 5%.
Yeah.
That'll
That'll do, I think.
Yeah.
Question though for you.
Fire away.
Hold on. Wait.
Question for you.
Fire away.
Given that he's been put in this position, Chairman Powell, and through no fault of his own, because I don't think he's in charge of the printing,
Yeah.
is it not logical to actually continue to raise these interest rates? That would be the way out of this situation normally.
No. The reason being is there is a trailing lag between when you raise interest rates and the effect that they have on the economy. What the rates that he's increasing today are going to damage the economy 6 to 12 months down the line. So the interest rates that he started to rise 12 months ago, bearing in mind, we've raised interest rates faster in America than at any point in the history of the Fed.
Yeah.
The interest rate has gone up to 5%. It's crippled the banks. The banks have bonds that they can't sell. People aren't borrowing money. So banks have a liquidity crisis across the board. He's done this knowing that he has to break employment. He has to bring the employment figures down for him to tick his box to say, right, we've now broken the economy.
Yeah.
Now we can start to ease off. But there's a chart that Brogan can bring up in a minute which shows the real rate of inflation in America. And as we've said time and time again, when interest rates are above the rate of inflation, they will actually be able to help push down on inflation.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, it's a terrible mistake, and he's doing nothing but put people out of work and cause misery.
Yeah.
Do you want to bring up the this one? That's the one. So this is from a website that shows you the real rate of inflation.
Okay.
And it shows that in America it's 4% as we stand. But if you check the thing at the top, Brogan, if you can, it will change it to the UK, just to give you a comparison. Oh, yeah. Where it has the US...
Oh, yeah. You pull down next to the flag.
Yeah, you see what it says USA at the top?
Yep. I've already clicked it. It's fascinating.
Ah, there we go. So the rate of inflation in the UK is 16%.
Oh.
Yeah. Whereas the rate of inflation in America is 4%. So that's how much of a disparity we have. And he's forcing himself through with these rate hikes, whereas the UK is trying to do it in a slower manner.
Yeah.
And even though we didn't print as much money as America, we're still in a situation where our rate of inflation is so high that I can see us crashing inflation, so it comes shooting down, or we've got lingering inflation that goes on past everybody else.
I think general consensus is it's going to actually crash it and bring it down quite quickly.
We'd hope so.
Yeah.
We'd hope so. Right, what do you think, Brogan? You're obviously our economics expert.
Right.
Why do you think there's a difference? Question. Why is there such a disparity between 4% inflation in America and 16% inflation in the UK?
Well, there's going to be a disparity. Obviously, number one, probably because of the actions between the Bank of England and their interest rates and the Fed in America. But it also can go down to economic status. Things like aggregate demand, consumption, things like this, which could have cost plus inflation. I suppose costs are more of a global thing, so it could affect America as well. But it's cost plus inflation, demand pull inflation. So it obviously just depends, because UK and the US are two completely different places. Obviously, they do share some similarities. But their economic situations are very different. They're very different countries. So it does boil down to many other variables other than just a simple interest rate, I suppose.
All right, then. Fine. What's next? What do we move on to next?
Xi and Putin.
So...
Is it Xi? You know what? Let me get
We
Google
don't know,
Translate.
do we? Xi.
There's a
Xi,
theme.
It sounds nicer.
It does, yeah. Softer.
Yeah, Xi.
There's a theme for the next 4 or 5 articles that we're going to look at that anybody watching needs to keep in mind. And the theme is that America is losing control and probably over the next 10, 20 years going to lose its status as the world reserve currency. So the next few articles explain why we think this.
Do you think the scrambling around that they appear to be doing is because they realise this is coming, or do you think it's just a symptom of why they're actually coming across this?
I think it's arrogance.
Yeah.
I
We
think...
don't want this to happen.
No.
We're not talking about this because we think we're not dancing about it.
No. We're not
We think
conspiracy
this is
theorists. We don't want to see the end of America.
No.
But their arrogance in thinking that they will always be number one,
Yeah.
when history suggests that no civilization stays as number one.
No.
I think my problem is that they've been so arrogant for such a long period of time
Yeah.
that now people have had enough, and we've got the technology and the communication system nowadays for people. Look at Indonesia. I think it's Indonesia. They're scrapping Visa and MasterCard.
Okay.
And they're replacing it with their own banking system. So when you pay for something in a shop, you don't use Visa and MasterCard anymore. Well, that's Visa and MasterCard losing the grip.
Yeah.
And once Indonesia goes, what's stopping the rest of Asia going?
Yeah.
So I think this is a kind of a situation that they've left themselves in. I don't think Biden's helping either.
No.
Not at all.
So do you want to go through...
I just got a quick comment. I thought we'd have, if anyone has also a quick comment on this. It says, Web3 Superstar says, I've heard living in UK costs a lot now. Do we have any thoughts on this? I mean, if not, I'll just skip it completely.
I suppose it depends
think
if you're a
about
good thief.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Fair enough.
Next. There's a couple of bits to this, by the way. There's a video.
Okay.
And there's also there's another article about this, but so just go through this very quickly. This is big news anyway.
Why Xi Jinping's trip to Moscow for a meeting with Vladimir Putin was a win-win game for China and Russia. For the visit to Moscow, Xi also seeks to intensify China's strategic partnership with Russia, which he perceives as fundamental to push back against America's hegemony.
Yeah.
Hegemony.
Hegemony.
The strategic triangle between China, Russia, and the United States is poised as an interesting phase and a crucial juncture in history. Mao Zedong and Joseph Stalin had thrown a political and ideological challenge to the US, followed by an American and Chinese detente. Detente?
Doesn't matter.
I'm not going to read that. I'm bored.
So basically what they've said is they're now going to
Team up.
use the yuan, which is the Chinese currency, as the base currency for transactions between Russia and China. And the problem with that is, Brogan, what's the commodity that they trade the most of?
Sorry?
What's the commodity that they trade between themselves the most?
Oil?
Correct. The petrodollar is a term given to the international trade of oil, and it's the base currency for years has been the dollar. We're moving away from that now. How many more articles have you got for this? Because there's a couple of things I wanted to go through on this.
2 tweets. I assume one was a video. Video.
Now this is an interesting video. Play this video and we'll go through it.
I'll make sure desktop audio is...
Это как раз сейчас перемены, которые не было в течение 100 лет. Там, где вместе двигаем эти перемены. Перейдите, пожалуйста, дорогой друг.
That'll do. It was just that one sentence. So basically what he said was, change is coming. It hasn't been that way for 100 years and we're going to help it. And I think they're referring to the American dollar being the reserve currency, and China and Russia are now looking to move away. What's the next article?
Xi. Is Xi. It's just another tweet.
This is when I was saying before about America losing its status. Brogan's got a tweet now with a list of countries that are in this block.
Yeah.
which Saudi Arabia are about to join, oil-producing company. Do you wanna
between all. Right,
just read out the names of the countries?
Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa.
Right. Plus Saudi Arabia.
Right now.
So between all of them, they control a huge percentage of the global oil trade. If all of those countries switch to the Chinese yuan, what's America left to trade with?
Yeah.
And they started all of this when they kicked Russia off SWIFT.
Yeah.
So they didn't allow Russia to trade with any other country. So they forced this move. So now you've got the largest growing economies in the world grouping together to use the yuan as the main currency.
Yeah.
And America's not even in the room.
Yeah.
So it's shocking.
It is.
Right. What's next, Brogan?
CBDC or Bitcoin?
There's a couple of articles for this, isn't there?
A tweet and an article.
So the article, the tweet is to do with what we spoke about on the last stream was, can the UK position itself to be a world leader?
Yeah.
That's the tweet.
We've been banging on about this for a good 8 months.
We've been banging on this since we started the channel.
Yeah.
So the tweet goes through, the article basically talks about the American stance on CBDCs and crypto. But I'll let Brogan go through that.
CBDCs being
central bank digital currency.
Yeah.
It was a huge short we had. On YouTube. First one to blow up.
Yeah.
Talks about CBDCs and how bad they are.
Yeah.
Do we have any explainer videos on CBDCs?
We do.
All right. Well, if you don't, this is children. Doesn't matter. Hold on. Let's just read this article. U.S. government attacks Bitcoin in new report while promoting a CBDC. US President Joe Biden released the government's economic report on Monday, in which Bitcoin plays a major role. BTC is mentioned as many as 75 times in the report, which attempts to denigrate Bitcoin and promote a central bank digital currency of the United States as the best solution. In a section titled The Perceived Appeal of Crypto Assets, the White House spends many pages describing how Bitcoin works before denying the leading cryptocurrency. The function of money by definition. Notably, BTC allegedly fails to fulfill 2 out of 3 characteristics of money.
Which is categorically wrong because there's 6 factors in the definition of money. Yeah. So we've talked about this. I don't know if you were scarcity.
Mm-hmm. Medium of exchange. I think there's 4 of them. I've learned in economics, something like that. Yeah. It's medium of exchange.
Yeah. Accessibility, mobility.
Right. The price mechanism. So basically, the additional one for currency is determining prices in the market of like commodities and stuff. So
yeah.
I mean, I think you can buy stuff with Bitcoin as long as people accept it as a currency. I mean,
yeah, we're at the very early stages of adoption. So to compare Bitcoin to the American dollar is a little bit rich.
Yeah,
and it shows signs that they're scared.
Yeah,
of Bitcoin, and the reason they're scared is they don't have control of Bitcoin.
Nope.
You cannot censor Bitcoin. So you move to Russia, and you've got Bitcoin in a wallet. And you memorize your 12-word seed phrase. That money is in your head.
Yeah.
There's no physical representation of that money. The wallet exists in your head. Nobody can censor that. Nobody can take it off you. Nobody can do anything other than maybe torture you to get access to your wallet.
Yep.
Probably can't say that word on YouTube, but there we go. So the reason this is coming up is that they're seeing everybody jump ship. The liquidity is leaving and going towards cryptocurrencies, and they don't want that to happen. So they're going to bash it every opportunity, and then they're turning around and saying, but use CBDCs because they're great. Well, no, they're not, because it means I can freeze your bank account.
Yeah.
I can stop you from buying alcohol. I can stop you from buying airplane tickets.
Yeah.
If you're not vaccinated, I can stop you from flying.
Yeah.
So it's all about control.
Also, in Scandinavian countries along the lines of alcohol, I swear
Finland.
Yeah.
Finland had the first smart money in the world, and they had a card, and they gave it to, I believe it was ex-alcoholics, and the card stopped them from spending money on certain items in Finland. This was like 30, 40 years ago, and it worked. So don't get me wrong, I'm not a tinfoil hat person. You know, if there's people who've got an addiction, it stops them from spending.
Well, it can be used for good things.
It can be used for good
but
things.
The potential to use it for bad things is there.
Yeah.
Correct. And that's the issue.
Yeah.
Do you want to go through the article?
Yeah, I mean, I just saw some like highlighted stuff, which I assume was something from the the thing itself. So it says, for example, the value of Bitcoin relative to the US dollar increased by over 1,000% from March 2019 to March 2021, and then decreased by over 70% from November 2021 to October 2022. This volatility means that anyone who is using Bitcoins to store their savings is subject to high volatility risk in their purchasing power.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, like if you're storing, let's say you're storing your wealth in dollars, like normal, it's in the bank. Your purchasing power gets weaker and weaker.
Correct.
So I mean,
inflation.
Right. So it's obviously high volatility, you can go up and down, but it's either you go with dollars and you just lose money, or you lose purchasing power.
What's unfair is we went through Amazon, we went through Google, we went through Facebook, we went through Tesla. At the very inception of a company's stock, or the very inception of a company, when the market capitalization, which is the total value, is small, volatility is massive.
Yeah.
When Bitcoin becomes a $10 trillion asset, we are never going to see this volatility again.
No.
It will change. For example, if the rate of inflation in America is 5 or 6%, the chances are the value of Bitcoin will go up 5 or 6 or 7% a year to counteract it.
Yeah. That's
why Satoshi created it, to counteract the banks, inflation, and money printing.
It's algorithmically increases its value due to how harder and harder it gets to produce Bitcoins.
Correct.
Or was it crack a block? What's the term? Like solve the calculations in a block, right?
Yeah.
So it's already been foolproofed in a way.
Correct.
In that sense, where it counteracts the problems we have now in terms of high inflations and people not being able to afford anything.
And the thing is with Bitcoin is every 4 years it halves the amount printed.
Yeah.
So it halves its own inflation. Every 4 years, America prints 20% of its own currency. So Bitcoin is only ever going to go one way. No matter whether you believe it's going to go to $1 million or $10 million, it's only ever going to go up.
Yeah.
But it goes up against the currency it's paired against.
Yeah.
So if the dollar went into a 10% a year inflation rate, the price of Bitcoin in 10 years' time would more than double to take that into account. So it's not a case of, Bitcoin's a scam, and it's not a scam. It's the most secure network in the world. It's programmed to go up.
Yep.
It's a counterweight to inflation and everything that's going on in America. And there's never going to be a situation in 5 or 6 years' time when it's worth 10 times what it is now. There's never going to be a situation where it's going to change 20% in a day, which it did 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next article...
we just have... there's two more little highlights from
go
post,
for it.
which is talking about how CBDCs are better. So one is a potential US CBDC could also help support other policy goals. For example, a potential US CBDC could help ensure that such payment systems are aligned with the principles of human rights, democratic values, and privacy.
Which will never happen.
Maybe they should refund me all the... Wait. This is someone, CEO of Galaxy Digital, responding to this statement, I assume. Maybe they should refund me all the taxes I've paid over the past 10 years on my crypto trading. They are wrong. Bitcoin is report card on the stewardship of the economy, and its rise is telling us something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a store of value, like gold,
Yeah.
but it counteracts inflation, as gold has done for the last 100 years as well. Yeah. Now, the next article is a
set of tweets, isn't it?
It's a set of tweets, which you don't have to go through. There's 15 of them.
Okay.
We spoke on Monday or last Thursday about how does the UK become the world leader in crypto. There's probably going to be people in America watching this back, or Canada watching this back, who will probably disagree with us. But the actions in America, if you look at what's happened to Brian Armstrong, which is another thing we're going to get onto, where the SEC are going to take Coinbase to court, having given them the green light 2 years ago, it clearly shows that America and the government has lost its grip and control on crypto, and it doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So, if you want to go through maybe the first tweet, just to kind of give the theme for it.
The UK government has just announced that it aims to be the most open, well-regulated, and technologically advanced capital market in the world. Major crypto law reform for its planned. It's planned to make that happen for those wishing to get ahead of the legal curve, the TLDR. So basically,
now if you replace the UK with the USA and is not going to, you'd have what America is doing at the minute.
Correct.
So America is not trying to regulate.
No.
It's not trying to force adoption. It's not looking to help. It's doing everything it can to not help.
Yeah.
And the issue isn't, oh, well, the UK is a tiny little island off the coast of Europe. The UK is a major financial powerhouse, not just in Europe, but in the world.
Yeah.
And that's not blowing our own trumpets. You just have to look at the figures, at the FTSE and things like that. So if you're a company in America, not only does it tick all the regulatory boxes, the language doesn't change.
Nope.
You jump on a plane, 7 hours later you're in London.
Yep.
There's loads of office space.
Yep.
You don't even have to go to London. You could go to Leeds, Manchester, wherever.
Yep.
So there is absolutely no reason why the UK can't do this. You've got Rishi, right, who is pro blockchain and pro crypto. He actually asked the Royal Mint to create an NFT about a year and a half ago when he was just in the cabinet. He wasn't prime minister. So you've got a pro crypto leader.
Yeah. Who's got a financial background.
Understands that we have traditionally been not at the front, but near the front of all technology and whatever it might be, saying, come to the UK, we'll give you regulatory certainty, and you're not going to get fined, or we're not going to change our minds. We're going to tell you how it's going to be.
Which is what they want to know.
Why do gaming companies go to certain countries? Certainty. Why do insurance companies base themselves? Certainty. They just want a framework to work within. That doesn't mean there aren't going to be bad actors like FTX. Yeah. But FTX probably wouldn't have happened to the extreme it happened had FTX been in the UK.
Yeah,
it would have still happened.
You can't do. The big companies want to know what you can and you can't do.
Precisely.
And it's not negative.
No.
What they don't want is, well, maybe, maybe not. It can't be grey because then they've got no idea what they're doing.
No, absolutely. It's utterly ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a youth of today, Brogan.
Yep.
So if you were a CEO of a new crypto startup and you had the choice of America, the UK, or the United Arab Emirates, where would you set up your business? And that's not a loaded question.
Well, it's definitely not the United States.
Yeah.
UAE also has some good crypto. It has some laws as well, doesn't it? Over there?
It's got regulation. It's got good tax advantages. It's also 55 degrees Celsius, 90% of the year.
Right. So I was about to say that, depending on the tax, like the tax laws there between UK and, if it's more advantageous in the UAE, then probably have the primary offices be. Because can't you just have what's the office called? Where you have an office, but you don't actually
you can have branches in different parts of the world.
Right, so you have the main branch being UAE, but you could just have the branch in UK.
You could have a license in the UAE, a license in the UK, and maybe a license in Africa, for example. Right. So you can have multiple offices. That's not a problem. But why would any company today go to America?
No idea. I've been mocked throughout our podcast history for 8 months that I talk about Bitcoin in pounds.
You do.
Let's see who's going to be right in the next 12 months. Because you'll all be converting.
Right, what's next, Brogan?
Something about something.
Coinbase.
Last one.
This will be a quick one.
Okay.
Right,
we'll have a little rant at this one.
Okay.
All right. So today, Coinbase received a Wells notice from the SEC focused on staking and asset listings.
We talked about these Wells notices, didn't we, Brogan? You remember?
Right, in our...
On the podcast that nobody could hear.
Right. Yeah, we did. On what? Was it SVB in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wells notice typically precedes an enforcement action. Right, yeah.
Just nonsense.
Now, I'm going to tell you a little comment that Brian Armstrong made. So you don't have to read any of this out, Brogan. This is a quick one, right? So Brian Armstrong put up all the tweets saying, we went through regulation. We had 2 years. We signed off with the SEC. We are a registered listed company. And somebody turned around to him and, right, can you explain that in layman terms? And he said, very simple. You have a field and you have an American football referee.
It's right here in front of me. I don't know. I've kind of zoned out. I was reading this, but can you someone explain this in NFL terms?
You can read it out.
Right. Imagine you've got both football and soccer refs on the field, but we are actually playing pickleball, fastest growing new sport in America. The refs can't really agree on the rules of this new game, and one of them decides to change a call they made back in April 2021.
Stupid.
Yeah, totally.
So, as far as I can see, why is Coinbase going to stay in America? It's listed, fair enough.
Yeah.
Why would Coinbase stay in America for anybody other than their American clients?
Well,
Binance saw what was coming 4 or 5 years ago, created Binance US, turned everything off, bar the lights, in Binance US and parked that in America, and then carried on with everything it wanted to do around the world. And then you've got the SEC saying, well, we need to speak to CZ, we need to do this, we need to do that. No, hang on a minute. You don't need to speak to him because Binance US is the company and the only company you have any rights on anybody to talk to.
yeah.
Right? You're not a global police on finance on crypto. You speak to Binance US, you sort it out because there's hardly anything you can do in America.
Yeah.
Right? You can't stake because they've turned it off. You can't buy cryptocurrencies like Ripple because they've turned it off. You can't do anything because they've crippled themselves. Binance, around the rest of the world, 70% now or 68% of all crypto-related transactions go through Binance. Why is that? Because they do it by the book. They don't take the mick like FTX. And they just do, until he's proven to be a criminal, they do it morally the right way.
Yeah.
So America, again, only got themselves to blame. Right, let's get on to the next thing because I think we've got...
Sony, 20 minutes.
Sorry?
20 minutes.
What have we got left?
Sony NFT.
Sony,
This is a quick one as well.
Immutable Polygon. Maple
I'm going to ask somebody a question on this one.
Okay.
Fire away, Rogan.
Sony's latest NFT patent push suggests Web3 path for PlayStation. PS5 maker is stacking NFT-related patent applications, pointing to a more open future for the gaming giant. No video game console maker has publicly embraced NFTs to date, but tech giant Sony, the firm behind the massive popular PlayStation brand, continues making moves behind the scenes, as revealed by its latest NFT-related patent application. So it was back in 2021, it was submitted, where it will allow gamers to own and transfer digital NFT assets across various video game platforms. Perfect.
This is what we want.
This is, I assume it's part of the application. The standardized format may be readable to insert the digital assets in different computer simulations that may include different video games or different titles. Additionally, or alternatively, readable via different video game platforms such as, for example, PlayStation and Xbox.
That's what we want.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much basically...
It's not exciting news in terms of it's not something spangly we can look at.
No.
But what it is when you've got Sony saying this, you know damn well what's coming next.
Absolutely.
So,
like a pack of
complete
cards.
capitalization on game consoles and NFTs incorporated with them via Sony. So they're gonna make their own thing, and either Xbox will go left in dirt. They realize how either they've made a big mistake in terms of doing this, and then they're gonna have to partner with Sony, which I'm not gonna like.
Do you remember what happened with the launch of the PlayStation and the Xbox?
I don't know if I was there.
It was about 4 or 5 years ago. Microsoft's head of Xbox turned around and said, well, yeah, we don't need to do this. We don't need to do that. We're not going to bother doing this because you're going to buy this console because it's just that good. And then what happened was PlayStation proceeded to outsell the Xbox about 6-1 and completely destroyed their market share overnight by being, again, arrogant.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas the PlayStation were like, yeah, we'll open this up to everybody or we'll do this. So once Sony have done this, everybody else is going to fall in line.
Do you think it's a cultural thing in terms of how Microsoft's an American-based company, Sony's an Asian-based company?
I'd say so.
And maybe the Americans are very... Wait, I don't want to harm... No, I'm not going to generalize in this sense, but maybe...
We love our American viewers.
We love you all. Maybe the American corporal companies, the big ones, maybe they're all just too arrogant, and America itself, in terms of obviously with cryptocurrency,
You just have to look at electric cars.
You get the impression that they've become a little bit overweight, a little bit lazy.
Yeah.
Not quite as nimble
As you said in the
be.
last stream, they're still stuck in the 80s.
Yeah.
They don't see threats the way that other companies do.
No.
So you look at what Tesla has done in the last 10 years. They've come from nowhere, and they now own the market.
Yeah.
Pretty much, in America at least. And then you've got Biden walking around waving which American car company does he keep harping on about? Biden.
Yeah, Chrysler.
Chrysler or someone saying, they're really great, Chrysler. When clearly he doesn't like Tesla because Tesla doesn't
He's old
toe the line. So this is big news. Let's move on to the next because we're going to run out of time. And we've got a blockbuster end of the show.
Wow.
It looks exciting. I'll tell you that much.
Because you paid to do so.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we should go back to getting a sponsor for the channel.
We've never got a singular sponsor ever, and I'm sad about that.
I like the way he just gives everything away.
Fortnum & Masons ever come good for us? Did they come through?
No, they didn't.
Maybe I didn't get the email.
What's this one? This is a quick one.
Immutable. Polygon. We are joining forces in an industry-defining partnership to accelerate the development and adoption of Web3 gaming. The future of gaming begins today with the announcement of the Immutable Zixfilm powered by Polygon. Here's a video.
ZKEVM.
That's
zero
the zero
knowledge.
knowledge one, right?
Yeah. Right. There's a little video if you want to play this.
Yeah.
In the world of gaming, competition is fierce, but sometimes something unexpected happens. Something that changes the game forever. A legendary partnership is born. Gaming will never be the same again.
Do you reckon when he gets up in the morning he talks to his wife in that voice? Yeah. Would you like toast and orange juice for breakfast?
Absolutely. What a sugar or two.
If we don't talk over it, we'll be demonetised. Yeah.
This looks like a third-person shoot one.
It's a bang bang.
Yeah. Thought so.
We like your bang bang, don't you?
A little bit. A bit of Game of Thrones,
Yeah. So again, I think one of the things about the crypto space, we've just said a minute ago that American companies don't look at threats the same way that maybe other countries look at companies in other countries look at threats. I think in crypto we're going through, there's always different phases, expansion and contraction. I think we're going through the collaboration phase where some companies are probably going to be not bought out but merged. So I know you're not hugely big on Immutable X and Polygon, but this is big news, isn't it?
Oh, no, I'm big on them.
No, I mean in terms of I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you to tell me what Immutable X is.
Yeah, please
but
no idea.
What I mean is,
I love them.
Anything where a layer
sponsors.
two sits with a gaming business is good because
it makes it cheaper, and I like cheap stuff. So
exactly.
Boom, there you go.
Exactly. Now we move on to
the game of the year.
Game of the year. Should we get a little ditty? Game of the year.
Is this the Maple story?
Yes.
So this is where you've got your own tree and you're trying to tap it. Is that right?
Do you want to play the video first?
Oh yeah.
Let's play the video so Julian has an idea of what's going on.
I'll be all over this.
It's not a bang bang though, Julian.
No,
Is it not?
No.
Hey, back here. Were you just on at me? Hold up, I get it. You see these sweet little cheeks and the big adorable eyes, and you can't believe this guy explores these vast realms and battles monsters to the death. Well, he does. I bet because of how I look, you assume all I do is sit around and have tea time with my grandma.
Hello.
I mean, I still do visit with my nana.
Love you.
But I wreck worlds. How do I do it? By bringing my whole self to this place. And in my case, that just happens to be 1 proud part pink fuzzy slipper and 2 parts hammer dragon. I'm my truest self as I wander these picturesque lands. Enjoy jobs where I can break things and play with enough weapons to fill a Balrog's belly 7 times over. And deal incredible amounts of damage.
What a game.
More? I said more. This place lets us be the warriors we've always been inside. So, allow me to officially introduce myself.
That'll
My
do, I
name
think. Is that
is
it?
Big Ben 96, frequenter of the Mushroom Castle and connoisseur of a fine apocalyptic...
That looks brilliant.
How good does that look,
I'm
Julian?
really excited for that game.
That voice doesn't go with that character.
No, it doesn't. But you're assuming...
You know what does go with this game? Cryptocurrency. Let's scroll down.
I love the special effects he's got.
This looks a bit like a Sonic the Hedgehog type game.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You've
What
got
are they
5
called?
different classes. Warrior,
Ooh.
thief, knives, all that. Bowman, woman. There's a woman there. I don't know why it's bowman, but it's a woman. Magician.
Oh, you can be a Magic Ian.
A
I love
pirate.
being a Magic Ian.
Look at that. Gun.
I tried Pilates
And it's
once.
free
I
as
couldn't
well.
walk for a week.
The best part about this, you wouldn't believe it, with the sheer quality you've just seen in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
It's absolutely free.
Absolutely free.
It's right.
That's amazing.
Brilliant.
So,
Let's
Brogan,
go on to the article.
question.
Okay, never mind.
Question. Brogan,
Yes.
on a scale of 1 to brilliant, how good is this game?
11. It looks absolutely amazing. We do it again, please.
Brogan, on a scale of 1 to brilliant, how good is this game?
Out of this world, it looks amazing. The numbers, the colours, the pixels, everything about this game is brilliant. I love it. I'm going to download it, and you should too.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for that. What do you think of it, Julian?
Amazing.
Amazing. That's our review of Maple
Syrup.
Syrup.
The game, however, no.
Right, what's next?
An article about it.
Do we have
Nexon is teaming up with Polygon to create a new NFT game dubbed MapleStory Universe. Basically, I swear MapleStory is already a game though.
Maple sauce.
Story.
It's good on pancakes.
It's decent in an old fashioned.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm pretty sure MapleStory is already a genre of game.
So it's a game that's being assimilated
Into-
to an NFT blockchain game.
I believe so. So obviously, if it's already been a franchise in the game, the game must be good.
Absolutely.
And if they're plugging NFT, do you know what? I feel like that's the way NFT should move forward. Obviously, there should be new creations. However, I feel like if people really want to get into NFTs, I feel like it should be plugged into games they already know and love.
And don't forget Gala. Gala takes pre-existing
exactly.
games and
low-hanging fruit.
cryptifies them.
Yeah.
We have a message from Peter.
Do we?
Maple sauce is a winner.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Can't argue with that.
No, you can't.
A ringing
yum.
endorsement.
You know what's great? Pancakes, bacon,
And
maple
sauce.
syrup.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a killer.
It
Absolutely.
does kill you if
It
you eat
will,
too much,
yeah.
like the Americans.
So what's next?
It's
Q&A.
Q&A.
Because we've only got 9.5 minutes left
Wowzers.
to get through.
Well, while we do this, we have our own little thing we could talk about with Boris Johnson and stuff.
Yeah.
So we have 9 minutes. So anyone who is here or may join us, spread the word between you. Any questions, anything you want us to talk about within this 9 minutes, please do message now. We're going to do our thing. The last 5 minutes, we'll look over the comments.
We will indeed.
Anyway,
So bring up the article first, just so people know who Boris Johnson is. So, Julian.
Yeah.
it's not on the notepad, and
It doesn't matter. This happened yesterday.
I don't know where.
It's in...
It's not really much of an article.
No, but we just need to bring up the picture
right,
so we
please.
can put it into the short.
Oh.
See?
Do you go to WhatsApp?
Yes, WhatsApp. No, web.whatsapp.
I'm not on anything. It's fine.
Is it web.whatsapp?
I'm on it right now. Look.
Is it loading? Oh, okay, it's loading. There you go. Clicky, clicky, clicky. There we go. So, Julian, this is your hot topic of the week.
Yes.
So, Fire away.
Massive news yesterday in the UK.
What happened?
Well,
Back of his head.
Boris was in front of a select committee,
Yeah.
basically being held account for what I think is known as Partygate.
Yes, Partygate. I remember this.
Yeah, so he's now facing massive criticism, possibly a vote of no confidence in him as a character,
Yeah.
which could result in a by-election in his parliamentary seat.
Yeah.
Ultimately, could cost him actually being a member of parliament. So
Okay.
not only has he lost the leadership of the country,
Yeah.
he now might actually be completely removed as an MP.
So is this Rishi and his cabinet?
No, this has been going on for ages.
No, what I mean is this them pushing this forward because he's a direct threat?
Because I don't think he's a threat anymore, is he?
Yeah, he
Really?
is. They ran a straw poll
Yeah.
of the Conservative Party members
Yeah.
and said, who would you like
Yeah,
as
but
the...
then last night he tried to get the rebels to vote against the Irish agreement, didn't he?
I don't know.
He
did
only managed to get 17 people to vote with him.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, blown apart. So I don't think he's actually got that much power anymore.
What do you think of Boris Brogan?
My issue with this is not what I think of Boris. It's the whole Partygate thing that I struggle with. And it wouldn't matter. I know that Sir Keir, or whatever he's called,
Yeah.
had a similar thing.
He did.
And it wouldn't matter if it were him in front of this panel or not. It's the whole idea. What for you constitutes a party? What does a party have to be a party?
My definition of a party
Yeah.
is probably quite extreme compared to most people's definitions
Let's
of a
not
party.
go there then. So Brogan, in terms of it, because you've not got work colleagues, but if you had work colleagues, would a party involve your work colleagues?
It could.
It could, but would it by definition be your ideal choice of a party?
Would it be my ideal choice if I had my work colleagues?
And only your work
So
colleagues.
if you're defining work colleagues, it must mean that they're not my friends if you're not defining them as friends. Which therefore means I'd rather have a party with my friends than work colleagues.
Yeah.
So I'd preferably not work
What
colleagues.
other things does it have to have? Balloons?
Bit of
Music?
music, balloons,
A
maybe a light
venue.
or two, some food,
Yeah.
a table of food,
Yeah. Alcohol.
drinks, alcohol.
Has to be alcohol.
Hopefully,
Unless it's a children's party. Then it's a
Even
bit
better.
extreme to have alcohol at a
Yeah.
children's party.
maybe in the parents' room.
See, this is my problem with this, that they, whether you like it or not, during that situation, whether you agree with the decisions they made or not, they were having to make decisions
Yes. And they were working very, very long hours.
with no route plan because this had never happened before.
Correct.
So it's now easy to say, yeah, you got that wrong. But at the time, nobody could say they were getting it wrong or indeed right. So working probably, 17-hour days
Yeah.
within one building because they weren't allowed out to obviously move around.
Yeah.
All had to be under one roof so they could make decisions quickly.
Yep.
During that time, do you think they ever sat at the desks and had a minute off with a cup of coffee?
Probably.
Is that a party?
Nope.
Why not? Because the same people are in exactly the same situation. The only thing is you've taken away coffee and substitute it for a bottle of beer.
Yeah.
There's no music.
Nope.
These events, from where I can gather, Boris appeared at for milliseconds on occasions.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have had time.
And his point is that they were down there to help morale.
Mm-hmm.
You could argue that.
Yeah.
The whole crux of yesterday is based on whether he knowingly lied to Parliament, because he did say that they didn't have what they were calling parties at the time.
No, I think...
That's the issue with it.
Yeah. I think they're gunning for him.
I think they gunned for Keir Starmer as well.
Yes.
And all that he had were a curry with some fellow politicians.
At his
Because
house.
again, they were working late.
Yes. I think the argument that the press have got and the public have got is the hypocrisy of it.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
But how can you compare their position
You
to
can't.
anybody else's? Because last night I heard that somebody was trying to compare it to nurses, that they didn't have time to do these sort of things. I get that, and they were under massive stress as well. But no joking aside, you cannot still compare that line of work to what pressure they were under.
Anything that went on in that building during that period of time, whether it be Conservative or Labour, should be a free pass.
Yeah.
If you're working 16 hours a day, and I'm working 16 hours a day, you better believe that I want a pizza and a beer on my desk while I'm working all these overtimes, because I need that luxury of eating that kind of takeaway food and having a beer and all this kind of thing. You need that. You can't expect them to be robots when there's no clear end in sight.
Yeah.
Because they would have just burnt themselves out and probably all gone off sick.
Yeah.
And then you've got a country with no leadership.
Yeah.
The leadership isn't one man. The leadership isn't Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
It's all the civil servants and his party in that building working those hours.
Yeah.
We know Hancock and what he got up to. We know about all of the things that went on the side, and they're not acceptable. But to have some drinks and some pizza in your work area during a time when you need that downtime, what's the problem?
During that time when everything was closed off, pizzas were sent up locally, talking now locally, to a residential care home.
Yeah.
Dealing with Alzheimer's and things like that.
Yeah.
Pizzas were sent up for the staff.
Yeah.
That was perceived, in my opinion rightly, as being a lovely thing to do.
Yeah.
It gave the staff a little bit of a breather,
Yeah.
allowed them to relax and make normality out of a situation.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
There isn't. There's no difference. And I thought at the time there was no difference. The same way they had pictures of, I don't know if you remember this, Brogan. Boris Johnson was photographed with Carrie, who I believe was pregnant at the time,
Yeah.
and other MPs sitting in the garden of Downing Street, right?
I think so.
And then they accused them of having some kind of, party in the garden. Why are they not allowed to go out and get fresh air?
But we were told to go outside.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense, and it wouldn't matter, like I say, whichever party was in.
No.
It's the idea behind them talking, ironically, about a party and what that actually means, because this is not, for me, a party. It's just 10 minutes letting off steam.
Yeah.
And probably not even letting off that much steam, to be fair.
Yeah. But I think the issue is, because of what Hancock and everybody else got up to, they've all been tarred with that brush of do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
If Hancock hadn't have been caught on the motorway, if Keir Starmer hadn't been, caught sitting in front of the same webcam as his other female MPs, if that picture hadn't have been taken of Boris and his wife, or his girlfriend, Carrie, in the garden, then I don't think we'd have as much uproar and outrage as we've got. Because don't forget, we had plenty of time for people to be dancing in the wards. We had plenty of time for people to be standing outside and clapping when they were supposed to be so overworked. I'm not saying they weren't overworked. What I'm saying is that you can't judge them. They had to make a decision which impacted 65 million people's lives.
Yeah.
Should we have another period of having to stay inside? Should we have another round of, whatever? So I think it's not apples and apples, it's apples and pears.
Totally. I
And I think there is motivation behind this to remove him as a threat. So I think he's got Labour against him, but I think it's the Tories who are also against him, especially the ones that want to try and stay in power, because he's toxic.
I think there are a lot more things that you could criticise him for in his political career rather than this.
Absolutely.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, of course there is. And you've got to look at what did he do well, outweigh that with what did he do badly.
Yeah.
And on the whole, has he been a decent leader? Well, he was put in extreme circumstances. We come straight out of lockdown and then straight into the Ukrainian war.
Yeah. But the crux of this is, the question is, when he said that they weren't having parties, is that lie? The lie is the issue. Did he lie? Did he knowingly lie at that point in time by saying we weren't having social gatherings? My opinion is they weren't parties.
I would say they weren't social gatherings.
Yeah.
Because it's in an office space. What if you have pizza and wine, Brogan, in your office? Is that a social gathering? Is it a party, or is it taking a break from work?
Well, it's a break, isn't it? Because you have donuts at the table and coffee machine. That's not a party, is it?
Nope.
You're taking a break, you're getting a coffee and a donut.
If you're in a startup and you decide as a firm to pull an all-nighter, what's the first thing that you usually do? You ordering outside food.
Beer and pizza or beer and food, yeah.
And what's it done for? To bring everybody together.
Yeah.
I don't see the difference.
No, neither do I. I think...
That's it. We do have a question. And I must admit, I was a bit zoned out during that whole thing.
We're out of time.
No, let's have the questions.
But I've read it. It'll be really quick.
Go on.
I need to select it. Hold on. There it is. What do you guys think about VRA? Do you hold any? Very interesting product. Now, I didn't know what this was till about 5 minutes ago, but I've looked into it. It looks pretty cool. Basically, they've made Twitch, but when you watch esports, you earn cryptocurrency. So when you watch someone playing a game or, something like that, a tournament, you can earn this token, I assume. And you can also set up your own tournaments, and tournaments are set up with the token. So basically, they're changing esports and adding crypto into it. There's also an ad thing, which I think it's in proof of view. So like revenue on ads or something, like if the ads actually watch or not, or something like that.
We're going to miss the place we have to go to after this stream. So what we will do is we will put VRA into Monday's stream.
Okay.
And then we'll answer the question fully for Web3.
Once you've had a bit of a look about it.
Once you've had a bit of a look about it.
I can't comment on it fully because I don't really know the ins and outs of it. But
so we need to go. We've run over.
Yeah.
But thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you.
We are back on Monday.
back on Monday.
I'm not.
No, you're not here, are you?
I'm not.
Where are you?
I'm in England.
Me and you then on Monday.
That's fine. We'll set up a studio camera.
Why don't we do a live feed from the UK?
I don't know what I'm going to be doing.
Doesn't matter.
Does it not?
No, you could be in the butchers. That'd be funny.
Right, okay. You just call me up and wherever I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Toilet, butchers, bus, train, anywhere.
Yeah.
We'll just call
This
you.
sort of time, I would imagine I'll probably be in some sort of McDonald's drive-through.
Perfect. That's what we want.
The ideal, won't it?
We could all order. You could even order for the viewers.
You get the viewers to order for you.
Exactly. So when we get big enough, you'll have to start doing meetups for us.
No, I won't.
Yeah, we will. Right, thanks for watching. We have to go.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Next one. Make sure you subscribe and like. Bye.